In Path of Exile 3.18 Sentinel, we're getting a series of unique items. And these items aren't just unique because they're orange. They're unique because they're created out of a process that GGG has started in 3.18, or more accurately in 3.17, of having a boss kill event at the start of a league, something that's happened before, and then rewarding the winners by letting them co-design an item with GGG. Which means some of the most skilled and dedicated players in Path of Exile are now going to be able to make their own incredibly powerful endgame items. And the first of the items that I'm going to showcase in my new Path of Exile endgame unique series is Call of the Void. Call of the Void was designed by Lighty, a name that you might be hearing quite a lot in this series. And it works as follows. All damage with hits can chill. All damage taken from hits can chill you. Enemies chilled by your hits can be shattered as though frozen. Enemies chilled by your hits lessen the damage dealt by half of the chill effect. Which means there's some really interesting things going on with Call of the Void. But first, let's talk about what chill is, since that word appeared a lot of times there. Chill is a cold elemental ailment in Path of Exile that causes the victim to have less action speed. Normally this is capped at 30%, but if you're an elementalist, this can be extended to 40%. There's also an item called Winterweave, which reads, Chill's effect on you is reversed. So that means that if you have Winterweave with Call of the Void, and something hits you hard enough, they'll be able to chill you for full effect, and so you'll have 30% more action speed. If you've ever wanted to just run around a map really fast, attack really fast, think of action speed as a multiplier. So this essentially means that if you're using Call of the Void and combining it with Winterweave, you are giving up both ring slots, something that's not really a trivial cost. But what you're getting in return seems pretty worth it. First, all damage with hits can chill, so all you need to do is hit hard. This doesn't matter if you're hitting hard with physical damage, lightning damage from something like Hand of Wisdom and Action or a lightning spell, or who knows, maybe you're dealing pure fire damage because you're using something like Explosive Arrow or Elemental Hit. You'll be able to get Shatters, and everyone likes Shatters. Shatters destroy corpses, plus they can be used for explodey effects like Herald of Ice. Furthermore, all damage taken from hits can chill you, so as long as enemies are hitting you, you'll be chilled, meaning you'll have up to 30% action speed. If you've ever used Tailwind Boots and you think those are really awesome, well, this is basically Tailwind Boots, but doubled. And if you're wondering, will this stack with Tailwind? Yes. Yes, it will. Now, there's one other very important line of text on Call of the Void, which I haven't talked about yet, and I'm going to in just a minute. But before I do, a quick reminder that if you've made it to this point in the video, you probably enjoyed it enough that you should give it a like, as that'll tell the YouTube algorithm to share it with more people. And if you want to see more Path of Exile content, then be sure to sub to the channel and ring the bell to be notified whenever I upload. On the other hand, if you want to see more general gaming content, like you're curious who the Embracer Group might be, or what they have to do with Square Enix, then be sure to check out my second channel, 10 Gaming Thoughts, which you can also find down in the description. But for now, let's talk about that line of text, which I've kind of been glossing over up until this point. And then finally, Call of the Void has one more line, which I haven't talked about too much yet, but is a pretty big deal. Enemies chilled by your hits lessen their damage dealt by half of a chill effect. In other words, you're now also a champion. The main reason people love champions so much is Fortify gives you less damage taken from hits. On a champion, you get 20% less. If you have a little bit of chill effect, or just hit hard enough to fully chill bosses, then enemies chilled by your hits will deal 15% less damage, something that will stack multiplicatively with the reduced damage dealt by chilled enemies from a cultist, or they will deal 20% less damage if you happen to be an elementalist with Shaper of Frost. So, Call of the Void is a really interesting ring. You can use it in a multitude of ways. First of all, it's basically just Fortify as long as you hit reasonably hard. And in fact, its Fortify scaling works a lot better than actual Fortify scaling, since you can scale it with non-damaging ailment effect, so even if your hits are relatively small, you should be able to chill enemies reliably for full effect with Call of the Void. It's not quite as powerful as actual Fortify in that it's 15% instead of 20%, but it works on damage over time inflicted by enemies, so in that sense it's even more powerful. Beyond that, you can also use it as a super powerful self-chill item. I expect that when a lot of people looked at Call of a Void, they innately underestimated it, assuming that it was either too niche or not powerful enough. And I should mention that there is a cost here. Just choose Call of a Void for its pseudo-fortify, you're giving up 1 ring slot. On the other hand, to use it for self-chill, you're giving up both. And this isn't nothing, but the effects that it gives are incredibly powerful. Remember, there are several builds where people give up their entire ascendancy just to have fortify. And now, maybe you could use Call of a Void instead. You also get corpse removal, which means you can stand next to that DD box, and it won't be a problem. Furthermore, because all damage with hits can chill, you'll be able to get chill from situations where you wouldn't otherwise. Maybe you're a pure fizz build with brutality? Well, now your physical damage can chill. You're an elemental hit build that can only deal fire damage? Now your fire damage can chill. Or maybe you're using Replica Alberon's Warpath. With those boots, it's very easy to hit hard, but they say deal no non-chaos damage, and getting chaos damage to chill is probably not worth it. With Call of a Void, well, your chaos damage can now chill. It should be noted, there are some limitations here. For example, you would still be able to benefit from the all damage taken from hits can chill you, even if you're using Secrets of Suffering, but you'd no longer be able to inflict chill yourself, meaning you wouldn't get the pseudo-fortify effect and you wouldn't be shattering enemies. I do think that to use this ring, you want to have the ability to chill, so you're not going to be stacking it with alt ailments. But there are a lot of builds that don't benefit from alt ailments, and don't benefit from elemental damage. A Resolute Technique physical build comes to mind. And now, they could use Call of a Void. I think this item is going to be slept on, and I also think it's going to lead to a revival of builds that we haven't seen for a while. Things like self-chill as an archetype kind of fell out of favor. Now it's probably going to be back. This also means you have an extra defensive layer for the cost of a ring slot. So I'm curious, what sort of build are you going to use Call of a Void with? Or do you still feel like it's a little bit too niche? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, be sure to put them down in the comments below, or join the Discord, where you can ask questions, get build help, and hang out with the community. A special thanks to my patrons and YouTube channel members. They're awesome, and they get to show it by having their name on screen in the credits of all my videos. So if you want to see your name here, be sure to check the link in the description. For more general gaming content, check out my second channel, 10 Gaming Thoughts, and if you want a water bottle or a cool shirt, I have a link to my official merch shop in the description. I hope you learned something today, and I hope to see you again sometime soon.